Hello, everybody, and welcome to another lovely Friday episode of Roulette Productions. Rambling, possibly ranting, but always entertaining solo run here with your buddy, David. Now, today I'm going to go ahead and address something that's going to come up in the future. Um, I've mentioned it here and there on social media, and if you follow on there, you've heard me make reference to it. But with my new Twitch stream and its focus on retro gaming, and which hopefully all you lovely people will go check out and help join in on the fun and games of that. But also, as I continue to do videos about video games and the video game industry, I just want to go ahead and lay one thing out. I will pretty much always talk about Nintendo games. And that is because I have always been a Nintendo person. I have nothing against the other consoles. I'm not a, extremist hashtag Team Nintendo. I have nothing against the Sony PlayStation. Every generation of it on a hardware level has been very nice. Sony builds excellent hardware, and a lot of their games are enjoyable games. The Xbox exists. I mean, that's all I'm going to say about the line of Xbox consoles. I get it. They've scored a major coup for many years with Halo and a few other big name titles, but I'm not a first person shooter, online team combat person thing. So stuff like Halos and Call of Duty don't grab me. It's not my genre. It's not something I'm ever going to play. So, just personally, the Xbox has nothing for me when it comes to a game that I look at and just say, I have to play this. Whereas Nintendo, I mean, it's just, this is what I've always grown up on. This is what I continue to look for in games. Games I can just pick up and play and have fun with. I don't really care about global rankings or even local rankings. I don't care about competing in tournaments. I'm not trying to be esport good. I'm not trying to be MLG achievement awesome guy. I just like having fun playing my games. And that has always been Nintendo's focus. Now, as I said, I have nothing against PlayStation. I've had the original PlayStation in the past. I had a few games on there I enjoyed. But I've never had the kind of money where I can just throw it around and just randomly buy $200 and $300 consoles, or heaven forbid, some of these Uber editions that are like $400, or some of the packaged ones that come with like the games and everything, and the super hard drives that might get over 400. I don't have that kind of money to throw around, so I was pretty much always having to choose one console. So I went with Nintendo because it had the characters I was familiar with that never really got ruined, and the general philosophy of the company when it came to their games, because Nintendo's always had a strong, I could tell you this term anytime when I don't need it. First party, there you go. First party development. So they have their games. And certainly we'll do a discussion one day about franchises that started on Nintendo and went elsewhere and stayed strong. Hello, Final Fantasy. So it's a thing. But the big wrap up that I'm really going to address here in this video is that when I do review games, yes, they are games that are older. They've been out for a few years now, maybe even sometimes older than a few years, several years. And there's a reason why. And there's a reason why it's always going to be that way and only going to feel more classical. The first and it's really all one big reason, but we're going to start with why my reviews tend to not be games that have just street dated. Even going way back to different versions of Roulette Productions where Rich and I were doing pure audio podcasts and discussing what for us was the things currently being enjoyed in our life, and that is that I don't play games brand new because I rarely have $50 on a whim to drop on a game the day it comes out. This is stuff I have to save up for because I have other hobbies. I'm an avid reader. I love watching movies and old TV shows, especially ones I watched growing up. Nostalgia is a big thing with me. I addressed this on my Super Mario Bros. 2 Twitch stream as one of the reasons why it is going to be a retro-focused stream. That nostalgia factor and how emotionally satisfying nostalgia is. So I encourage you to go watch that. I will have some links to that Twitch channel underneath the video in the description. I'm not going to edit in the links because I feel like it's better for the link to be there the entire length in the video. You can even pause the video to focus on the link and looking at the page instead of it showing up for a few moments in the video, you know, down here, click down here, and then going away, because now it feels more like a, you know, arcade game. Oh my god, click it before it goes away! Gotta get my bonus achievement! No, it's not a bonus achievement, it's a link to more information, so it should stay where it's gonna stay forever, which is in the description section. Not hanging out over here, flying by my head, like some kind of bad green screen effect I don't know about at the time of filming. And it's visually distracting. I hate when YouTube videos do that. They throw up all these extra pictures and video links, but we're getting off topic. Point is, yeah, I do love nostalgia. I love the emotional high I get from nostalgia. And because of that, I like watching a lot of old TV shows and old movies, so I tend to collect the DVDs of those pretty regularly. Same thing with books. I love buying books. I'm just constantly looking for new stuff to read. The last several years of my life, coincidentally, as I've hit my 30s, or maybe not coincidentally, that may be something for some psychologists to point me to an article about, or probably 10 if anybody's written it. They've had several other people write it. But anyway, as I said, you know, as I've hit my 30s, I've started dipping more into classic lit, or even just modern lit from before my time. For instance, I just recently read both Exorcist and its novel sequel Legion, which, for those who have passing knowledge of the film series, Legion was actually Exorcist 3. Exorcist 2 was a Hollywood-only sequel. So, there you go. But, yeah, relatively modern lit, but before my adult reading years. So, yeah, it's just I don't buy games new. I haven't for years. Because I have so many other hobbies. I read books, I read comics, I have movies. I do like to see movies in theaters when they are big major movies I'm super hype over. And we've discussed that in previous episode with the comic book movie wrap-up. Almost all of those I saw in theaters. So, yeah, my video game reviews tend to be behind the big major YouTube channels, especially the ones that have such a huge audience they get preview copies. And, you know, more power, all the respect in the world to people who admit up front these are preview copies being sent directly by the company. So, yes, there is some preferential treatment going on with my channel, and there is some big business things going on. That's why I have this copy to review. I mean, that's good. Set all your information out front. Be transparent with your audience. And that's what I'm doing here today. Because the biggest reason why going forward our reviews are only going to start getting older and older when it comes to games is because I made a decision a while back when the Nintendo Switch street dated that I was not going to invest in it. And the reason why is because those other hobbies, besides being money consuming, are also time consuming. And this is on top of my day job as well as all my creative endeavors I do with Roulette Productions, which I've only been amping up here in recent months with this return to regular YouTube uploading and this new Twitch stream, which is again something I'm going to experiment with for a while and see how it goes. But also the novel writing that I'm really going to try to get my second book out before the end of the year. I hit a long period where I just wasn't working on it like I should. I've been trying to be better about it, but the editing stage is just, if you've never tried to write anything that you wanted the world to see and take very seriously, and thus required proper professional level editing or even high amateur level, because, you know, I have yet to actually pay a truly professional editor to work through it. But still, the idea of doing serious hardcore editing, it is basically a form of psychological self-abuse. It's just you're having to look at your own stuff that you already put your heart and soul into and say, yeah, this is actually crap and it's unneeded. Cut it out. Just remove it. Or, there's an important scene, but this dialogue is very hackneyed, very wooden. I don't know what I was thinking when I first wrote it. I desperately need to rewrite this. Like, that takes a certain level of humility to admit that to yourself. Especially when you've already rewritten it 4 or 5 times, you're like, it's not clicking emotionally. That's the feedback I'm getting from other people. How can I make this better? It is a very nerve-wracking thing, but I love to write, just like I enjoy doing these videos, so that's why I do it. It's just this is the one step in the process that is not 100% enjoyable. But anyway, going back, as I said, this is all time consuming as much, if not more, than financially consuming. And for a few years there, about 2 years there, I was hitting up a lot of game sales. I don't want to drop names because I don't want this to have any kind of accusation of endorsement or me making preferences for any particular company, but a gaming shop that has retail outlets nationwide as well as a website where you can purchase things. You can probably guess, because there's not that many of them left, that love to sell used games and especially have sales on buy one used game, get another one free. Through that, as well as PC, yeah, I'm kind of pointing to my tower, which I keep down here below the desk. PC digital gaming platform sales. Again, not going to say the name of the program / company, but people who know gaming know who I'm talking about. And again, if you hang on my social media, I'll name drop there because it's more of a low-key, informal place on social media. But yes, I accumulated cheap games because there were games I were interested in, and now they fell in my financial range. The problem is the time thing kicked in, and also that nostalgia habit I have where I like going back and playing games I haven't played for a few years. Just like I do that with movies and TV shows. And I wasn't playing the games as quickly as I was buying them. And I'm still not. I have, between my PC, over there in the other room, my Wii U, and technically Wii, but it's backwards compatibility, so hardware-wise, it's all the same system. My 3DS. I have, and of course a few virtual console download games through the Wii U service. Kind of name dropping that, but I've already spoiled Nintendo. Don't take that as an endorsement, folks. But either way, classic games downloaded to modern consoles. I've got like a couple dozen games that I need to play. And even if I try not to play any stuff I've already played, and I kind of failed at that because I broke down and had to start up Dragon Quest VI again because I absolutely adore that game. Again, longtime followers of Roulette Productions know Dragon Quest is my number one RPG franchise, and as such, one of my favorite video game franchises of all time. And 6 is one of the games that, depending on my mood that week, is potentially number one. It kind of my top 3 kind of shifts and shuffles around, just depending on my mood. But yes, I adore Dragon Quest VI, one of my favorite games of all time. I haven't played it for a few years. I broke down and started playing it again. I had the itch. I started thinking about it when I was thinking about doing more Dragon Quest game reviews for the Roulette Productions site. That's my written reviews. And that just got me thinking, well, I've got to play it again. Because, oh my god, I haven't played it in a while. It's a great game. It is just everything I love in RPGs. Which, is my weakness. But even after I finish 6, if I swear off every game I've played already and just focus on my new stuff, by the time I get through all these games, and I'm not even talking about 100%ing it. Again, this is not an endorsement. Please don't investigate this particular person until we're done with my video, and maybe a couple other videos on this channel just for good measure. But I'm going to leave the 100%ing to Gerard the Completionist, because he is so much better at it than I am. I don't have the patience level 100% a lot of games. Come to think of it, I don't think I've ever 100%ed a game. Unless you go back to the really, really old 8-bit NES games where simply beating it was 100%ing it. Definitely anything within the last 20, 25 years, no, I'm not going to 100% it. I'm going to beat the game because, again, it's about having fun, not senses of accomplishment. And no judgment to those who play games for that. But this is my point. By the time I play through everything I've acquired that I haven't played through yet, honestly, at the rate I'm going, it will probably be the next game console generation down anyway. And all the games I've been consciously setting aside, I'm going to have such a mad itch to play. I'm going to start going through them. Honestly, this is going to drive me insane, focusing on my new game run, because there's a little voice in the back of my brain screaming at me to replay Tales of Symphonia and its direct sequel, Dawn of the New World. Or A New World. I'd have to go back and look, see if it's an A or a D. But either way, New World. Symphonia 2. I may have to break down and play those two games before I focus on all my new stuff, because it has been so long, and thinking about the games as potential reviews, and looking at stuff like Project X Zone 1 and 2, which I promise I'm going to shut up about pretty soon, folks, but it had get characters from another game in the Tales meta franchise, Tales of Vesperia, or Vespera. You know, anytime I hear people talk about the Tales series, I think about Symphonia and Symphonia 2. We're not going to worry about the subtitle right now, because those were the first Tales games I actually sat there and, you know, purchased and played through. Those were my entry games into the Tales franchise. And they're friggin' awesome. I'm sorry, I love Sheena. She is a great character. You know, it's a thing. But that's what I'm saying, folks. So, look. Our partner, Rich, and I know you don't hear much from him these days, but he works very hard with his day job and with assisting myself and some of our other creative streaming friends behind the scenes. And I'm sure he hates that he cannot write more reviews for the site and post more videos than he does, because I know he loves it as much as I do. That's why we started Roulette Productions. But the point is that between the two of us, we've made a lot of friends across the internet in the creative community, especially when it comes to gaming. Hey, shout out to Rabbit Sensei Gaming. Check it out. He has a Twitter where he keeps you up to date on when he's going to do his game streaming. Check him out. Great guy. Wonderful Twitter feed to follow. Very positive. I like to go on there and kind of smart-ass respond to him, but that's just who I am as a person. He hasn't threatened to kick my ass yet, so apparently he doesn't mind when I kind of hijack his thoughts. Because, hey, it's social media. That's what it's for. But yeah, check him out. He is definitely somebody who, like us, is doing his best. But he plays more recent games. He's been doing stuff with Mario Maker 2. He has worked on Smash Brothers Ultimate. Other new games that, you know, I didn't expect to be doing a hard sell of him. I kind of stumbled into it, so I don't have a big list of everything he's been working on recently. But yeah, if you want the newer games, there's plenty of channels that are going to cover this. That's a lot of what the streaming gaming community is based on, the new hotness. And I'm sorry if that's what you're looking for, but frankly, with who I am as a person, who I've grown into as an adult, and I love who I am as an adult. I'm going to get real for a moment here. There's a period in my life, not that long ago, but it has been enough of a few years. I'm comfortable saying this in a short version, but yeah, there was a period of time where I did not like myself as a person. I had things I had to work through. We all go through that at some point in our life. Looking at past mistakes, regrets, mentally processing them, moving forward with a positive outlook. By all means, everybody should do that. It's a wonderful thing to do. It takes so much weight off your soul to just look at the skeletons in your closet and the shadows in the back of your mind. But yeah, I like who I am now. Who I am now is not somebody that is going to be doing daily video uploads and is going to be constantly playing the newest thing to hit the shelves and getting pre-release copies. I am a retro nostalgia type person. I have no problems with saying this. I am in my late 30s. I am, in the gaming community, an old man. And I have no problems with that. I embrace that. Because here's the thing. Folks can talk about the Mega Man Legacy Collection and how great it was when they discovered Mega Man 3. I remember playing Mega Man 3 on the 8-bit NES. I didn't even own it. Like, I would rent it repeatedly. I would borrow it from friends to play it. You know? Before Mega Man 4 even came out. Like, when 4 came out, I was so excited because I had so much fun playing 3. And, you know, it's like, I mean, that's what I love. There's such a big retro nostalgia growth in the industry over the last several years that as somebody who is reviewing games, I find that the idea that we can release old games, not as remakes, rebuild them from the ground up, but just take a franchise, put several entries from multiple generations ago onto one disc or card, because I know like the Switch does the flash card system, which is why it doesn't have backwards compatibility, and that's okay. But you know, that's great. I love that. I think whether it's movies or TV or music or literature or video games, every generation should feel like they can enjoy something no matter what age it is. And I'm going to go ahead and give you a spoiler. We're going to get into the rants on the next episode because I'm sorry, I'm going to tear a new butthole into a particular movie studio, and it's going to relate to that idea of, can the newer generation enjoy the old stuff as it is? It is going to be, up to this point, the most controversial thing I have posted on this channel, I guarantee it. Because you are going to see the ranting, raging David that has been in hibernation since the glory days of the podcast, which, you know, I'm going to talk to Rich about, because he is, as I said, the behind-the-scenes guy, about getting some of the old podcasts, seeing what we can do to give them a little bit of new polish, nice little redesign, because some of the stuff we talked on there, I want folks to be able to find it, to be able to enjoy it in whatever format they like, because some of it is timeless conversations. So, I don't know, that may take a few weeks, may take a few months. It's something I'm cooking in the back of my brain. For those people that do watch these videos, whether it's on the YouTube page or on social media, hit myself up. Let me know what you think about that, about a re-releasing of the podcasts up here on the YouTube channel. So folks that do enjoy YouTube can enjoy them. For now, though, I'm going to sign off, and please don't be scared off my next episode preview. Come back next week. Just be prepared for a little bit of harsh language and an opinion you're probably going to upset you, most definitely going to disagree with, unless you're a weird old guy like me. But until then, remember what I say. Nothing wrong with criticism if it's constructive and if it's not getting too personal against your opponents. Let's discuss the arts. Let's discuss our joys, full hobbies. You can admit your stuff's not perfect. You can admit people cannot like your stuff without them being horrible people. Be constructive, be critical, be honest, but don't be hateful. Because even when I'm pissed off, I'm not actually trying to hate on individual people. Later, Taylor.